Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rose, and welcome to episode 294 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe in your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations, and social media profiles which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. There were no big games out last week, but the games coming out this week include 5 different Beautiful Sakura games. So Beautiful Sakura Fashion Club, Running Club, Volleyball Club, Fitness Club, and Surfing Club. We have Perfect Ninja Painter 3, Runny Bunny Console Edition, Sokoro Robot, Morkel's Raggist's Rage, Professor Dr. Jetpack, Vanity Fair The Pursuit, Things Too Ugly, Cherry Tower, Dynasty Warriors Origins, Hexa River, and Tales of Grace's F Remastered. There's some new games coming soon and or available now for Xbox Game Pass, and they include the following. You can now play Road 96 on Cloud Console and PC, Lightyear Frontier via Game Preview on Series X and S, My Time at Sandrock on console, Robin Hood Sherwood Builders on Series X and S, Rolling Hills on console. On January 14th, you can play EA Sports UFC 5 on Cloud and Series X and S via EA Play. Then January 14th, Diablo on PC. Now it's last week's biggest news stories, and we have 6 to cover this week. Number 1, Developer Direct returns on January 23rd, a celebration of what's coming for Xbox players. Joe Screbbles on Xbox Wire writes, "It's time to get a look at what's next. Developer Direct is back. On Thursday, January 23rd, at 1 p.m. Eastern, fans will get an inside look at a selection of highly anticipated games coming to Series X and S, PC, and Game Pass players this year. Presented by the game creators themselves, Developer Direct offers an in-depth look at upcoming titles, how they're being created, and who's creating them. We'll visit Compulsion Games in Montreal, Canada to learn more about South of Midnight, head to Montpellier, France to see Sandfall Interactive for a look at Clair Obscur Expedition 33, stop by the legendary id Studios in Richardson, Texas to check in on Doom the Dark Ages, and visit a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game. Fans should stay tuned into Xbox channels at 1 p.m. Eastern on January 23rd to see all the latest on Doom the Dark Ages, developed by id Software. Doom the Dark Ages is the prequel to the critically acclaimed Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal that tells the epic cinematic origin story of the Doom Slayer's rage. In this third installment of the modern Doom series, players will step into the bloodstained boots of the Doom Slayer in this never-before-seen dark and sinister medieval war against hell. South of Midnight, Compulsion Games. The creators of Contrast and We Happy Few will share a deep dive on South of Midnight, a third-person action-adventure game set in the American Deep South. As Hazel, you will explore the mythos and confront mysterious creatures inspired by Southern folklore to unravel her family's hidden past in this dark, modern folktale. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Sandfall Interactive will take us behind the scenes at their studio to shed some light on the development of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, the studio's debut incredible new RPG team. The team will share more about the game's creation, how they put the plan to deliver an incredible story in a gorgeous fantasy world. It is finally real. We knew this was going to happen. It was just a matter of when, and it couldn't come soon enough. January 23rd, next Thursday. Cannot wait. And obviously the big question, what is the big mystery game that is, quote, from a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game, end quote. Now, Aaron Greenberg, head of Xbox Global Marketing, also has said that this game has not been announced yet, so what could it be? Seems like the internet's money is on an Oblivion remastered/remake. It seems where there's smoke, there's fire, that could be it. But could it be something else? Could it be something more far out, more surprising? Something like maybe the former Rocksteady heads that left and have signed some type of contract with Xbox on their next game? I don't know. My money is on Oblivion. But that would be crazy, right? And the two surprising things for me here is that part of the Developer Direct lineup was not Fable and not The Outer Worlds 2, which are also 2 other big RPGs coming out this year to Xbox platforms. Folks, it's going to be a wild 2025. Number 2, Xbox and LG to bring cloud gaming to LG Smart TVs. Lori Wright at Xbox Wire writes, "We are focused on bringing more games to more people around the world on the devices you choose to play with. Millions of Game Pass Ultimate members are already using cloud gaming to play great games from the Xbox Game Pass catalog on various devices. Today we are excited to announce our collaboration with LG Electronics to bring the Xbox app to their new LG Smart TVs later this year. This means Game Pass Ultimate members will be able to play their games directly from the Xbox app on supported LG Smart TVs via Xbox Cloud Gaming. This gives players even more choices in how they enjoy their favorite games. Soon, players with LG Smart TVs will be able to explore the gaming portal for direct access to hundreds of games in the Game Pass Ultimate catalog, including popular titles such as Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and upcoming releases like Avowed launching February 18, 2025. Stream your own game. We also recently announced that Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can stream select games they own outside the Game Pass catalog. This feature will also be available on the Xbox app, with LG Smart TVs allowing Game Pass Ultimate members to stream over 50 games they own, including NBA 2K25, Hogwarts Legacy, and more. I'll share more details on the Xbox Cloud Gaming experience with LG TV in the coming months. This is awesome, keep putting Xbox everywhere, but the big lingering question for me is my C1 2 TVs that I have in my house going to be supported with this initiative, or is this only going to be the brand new LG TVs? I'm an LG OLED believer, so hopefully they're going to go back as well as forward. Number 3, more Xbox franchises including Gears of War will come to PS5 this year. Andy Robinson of Video Games Chronicle writes, Microsoft is reportedly planning further multi-platform releases in 2025. On Friday, it was claimed by a noted insider that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Halo the Master Chief Collection are both being planned for release on Sony's console as part of Microsoft's new strategy of releasing more games on rival platforms. Now, a report from Windows Central corroborates those claims with its own sources and reports that further franchises are also being planned for PS5 by Xbox in 2025. According to the publication, Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2, strategy title Age of Mythology, and potentially Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition are all slated for release on PS5 this year. Microsoft's gaming CEO recently reiterated that Xbox won't rule out any first-party Xbox potentially games coming to rival platforms, such as PlayStation and Nintendo in the future, following a first wave of ports that include Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and more. Speaking to Bloomberg in November, Phil Spencer reportedly said he was pleased with the results of the first wave of multi-platform releases, and that Microsoft would bring more titles to other platforms. Quote, I do not see sort of red lines in our portfolio that say thou must not, end quote, he said, adding that it was too early to make a decision on the next version of Halo. With figures for the multi-platform Xbox games haven't been released, there are signs of success, where Sea of Thieves was PS5's most downloaded game in May in both US and Europe. Microsoft has announced Doom the Dark Ages is also planned for release on PS5, as well as a port of its Indiana Jones game. The Outer Worlds 2 is also planned for PS5. Yes, to no surprise, more and more games are coming. Obviously, the two big dominoes that would make it really fall, and at that point, just open the floodgates and start releasing, if not day and date, at least months later to get back some of the cost of development. But if Halo and or Gears of War come, just unleash the Hellgates at that point. What are we doing? If this is what it's going to take to continue to be able to subsidize the cost of Game Pass for a lot of these developers to make the dream projects they want, if we can get all the games and access we do have with Game Pass Ultimate at the cost that it is, I'm all for it. Not a popular opinion in the Xbox world. Number 4, rumor Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth supposedly confirmed for Xbox in 2025-2026. Fraser Gilbert at Pure Xbox writes, we reported on a rumor today from Nate the Hates podcast about a couple of Xbox first-party titles jumping over to PS5 and Nintendo Switch, but something else he mentioned related to the Final Fantasy series on Xbox. Even though the podcast is titled Predictions, he mentions at one point he can confirm Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth will be coming to Xbox in 2025 and 2026 respectively. Here's the full quote. Cool, I think following the announcement of Final Fantasy 16 for Xbox, we will see Square Enix confirm that Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be coming to Xbox. Now my speculation is that this announcement will take place at the Developer Direct. I want to make that part clear, end quote. Quote, but I can confirm that Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be coming to Xbox. Final Fantasy VII Remake will be released in 2025. Rebirth will follow in 2026. These games will also be coming to Nintendo Switch too. As referenced, there is another part to this as well. Although he didn't confirm it, Nate says that he's kind of expecting to see Final Fantasy 16 at the Xbox Developer Direct event this month, with the game even potentially getting shadow dropped on the same day. Again though, this seems to be leaning more towards a prediction. Well, this is very interesting, and I will disagree with that final part that we're going to get this at Developer Direct. That does not seem to be the mantra of this show, as has been the last couple of years, by taking a game that has already been announced, bringing it over as a port and releasing it day and date. No precedent for that, and Aaron Greenberg did say this is going to be a brand new game that has not been announced yet. So none of that lines up, so I don't know what that prediction was. but I have seen a lot of internet chatter around this, so it does seem like we would be getting the remake in 2025, then Rebirth in 2026, which gives me more time to finally play the original, because I have been holding off from checking this game out on PlayStation over the last couple of years. Number 5, Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed again, this time by another month. Wesley Poole at IGN writes, Ubisoft has delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows yet again, this time by another month. Assassin's Creed Shadows was due out February 14, 2025, but will now launch on March 20th instead. This is the game's second delay after initial release date of November 12, 2024 was pushed back to this year. As part of the renewed focus on gameplay quality and engaging day one experiences, it has been decided to provide an additional month of development to Assassin's Creed Shadows. This additional time will allow the team to better incorporate the player feedback gathered over the past 3 months and help create the best conditions for launch by continuing to engage closely with the increasingly positive Assassin's Creed community. This game is now scheduled for March 20th, end quote. There's more to the story if you want to dig in, but my TLDR, from what I interpret Yves Guillemot saying, is that this game needs to be an absolute success, but that they are looking at other avenues for revenue, which means it seems like they're trying to find some partner to align within and or buy Ubisoft out. Certainly don't look at Xbox and Microsoft. The big rumor has been Tencent, who this week has also been characterized as a military organization by the United States, so that's weird and scary and interesting as well. But Ubisoft is not doing good. I think this was a smart move because February is packed, so give it some time, give it room to breathe, and allow it to flourish. This game does seem like it's shaping up to be pretty good, but not an Assassin's Creed guy, so don't look at me for this one. And number 6, Marvel Rivals breaks record following Season 1 release. Jordan Midler at Video Games Chronicle writes, Marvel Rivals has smashed its concurrent player record. The hero shooter released its first season yesterday. This saw 644,269 players play the game concurrently, launching it to new number 14 in Steam's all-time highest concurrent player counts. This is higher than other popular titles, like Apex Legends, Path of Exiles 2, Helldivers 2, and GTA 5. Marvel Rivals Season 1, Eternal Night Falls is a vampire-themed season that introduces new characters, the Fantastic Four, who will battle against the forces of Dracula. Marvel Rivals is a free 6v6 team-based shooter, played from a third-person perspective. It's developed by a new internal team at NetEase, which has said it's composed of global talent who previously worked on hit franchises such as Call of Duty and Battlefield. I wanted to highlight this as I continue to love my time with Marvel Rivals. It is an unapologetic Overwatch clone, but it's got that Marvel branding, and y'all know I am deep into Marvel lately. Can't wait to find more time to play this game. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox. In this one, we got a weird leak of a Call of Duty budget, and I guarantee you it's far more than you would expect. Credit to George Yang over at GameSpot. In a court filing reviewed by GameFile, Activision's head Call of Duty creative Patrick Kelly reportedly revealed the total budgets and copies sold for 3 Call of Duty games. 2015's Black Ops 3 reportedly took developer Treyarch over 3 years to make and cost $415 million, with the total number of copies sold being 43 million. For 2019 Modern Warfare, developed by Infinity Ward, the total cost of development was reportedly $640 million, with 41 million copies sold. The last one is Black Ops Cold War from 2020. Treyarch and Raven Software's joint project reportedly took $700 million to develop and sold 30 million copies. My goodness, that's why every developer and person under the sun at Activision Blizzard works on Call of Duty. This game is a behemoth. $700 million. A recent pretty well regarded budget to product was that Control took Remedy only $50 million to make. $700 million is truly insane. So the question is, why are they willing to do that? Well, they sold 30 million copies of Black Ops Cold War. It took $700 million to make. So if every copy was sold for about $60, that is $1.8 billion. That's why they are willing to do it. Crazy. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week I've been a little bit all over the place, so I did fire up Marvel Rivals Season 1, loving it like I mentioned earlier. I played like the first 30 minutes of Indiana Jones, but just couldn't stay awake because work has been a lot lately. And then I've been playing Super Mario 64 on my Logitech G Cloud 3 means because I've never actually beaten that game. The controls are very frustrating. My name is Brandon Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Brozo93. Hope you have a great week. Stay safe and keep on gaming.